Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I am here with the man in black, Rick Mallory. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Missy. How are you?
I'm doing well. I had to say that. I hope you don't mind.
That's good.
I love it. So we got to talk about this Forever Johnny Cash tribute that you're doing.
Yes.
It's amazing. What got you started?
I started singing Johnny Cash probably about 5 years ago. And a friend of mine encouraged me to do it because of I hadn't sang at all before that. And he said, by the sound of my voice, I should probably try some Johnny Cash. And I tried one of his songs, and really the crowd reaction was really good. And so I started singing it full time, and I love it.
That's awesome. Now, have there been any moments for you that have stood out above the rest as far as when you're on stage singing one of his songs?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that stands out every time I play is the fact that anywhere I've played in the country, when I did Folsom Prison Blues,
It's my favorite.
it doesn't matter what the crowd acted like before or after that song, but it always gets the same reaction. The people just love that song, and even some of the meanest, hardest people you would imagine, bikers and everything, they love that song. So it's always great to connect that way.
That's awesome. Now, I have to know, when you were first encouraged to sing Johnny Cash songs, were you nervous? Was that, I mean, to me, those are some really big shoes to fill. Like,
Yes, I was extremely nervous. I rehearsed it about 200 times in my bedroom, but once I got out there and started singing it, and you get through the first couple times, and part of it is the reaction you get from the crowd always keeps you motivated as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, and we hear that a lot too. It's the energy from the fans that motivate you and encourage you and give you the energy to just keep going for more. So
Sure.
I imagine that's got to be a really thrilling feeling that you have.
It's very thrilling, and like I said, it's always interesting to find out what are the fans' favorites. What are the ones that speak to them the most? And there's always someone out there that kind of surprises you about the level of knowledge that they know about him. They always come up to me and tell me a fact that I didn't know, or ask me about a song. And so it's cool because many people know, maybe about 10 of his songs really well, but there's some out there that really know his whole catalog. So it's always interesting to talk to them.
That's great. And I was going to ask, though, the trivia, the information that the fans have, because Johnny Cash, man, he's got some loyal fans, and they know a lot about him. So the fact that you were encouraged to do this, did you find that you just really, you knew a lot about him, or you didn't know a lot about him, and did you have to research him quite a bit?
I did not know the level of information about him. Probably the biggest thing I didn't know about Johnny is the amount of records that he sold. He sold over 90 million records. And that was astounding to me. One of the years he actually sold more than the Beatles.
Wow.
So that was very interesting, and to know, to learn more about his songs, and that's what I was more focused on. Not so much the trivia part, but I was more focused on what songs give people the feelings, because the show is about feelings, not necessarily about trivia, and that's what was more interesting to me, was that how these songs made an emotional impact to people.
Now, is there a routine that you go through when you're trying to study? Do you study mannerisms, his mannerisms and stuff, so that when you're on stage, that you're able to kind of mimic what he did on stage?
Yes, that's part of obviously a tribute show, to have some of the mannerisms down, but I think it's very important to treat it with care. I don't want it to become a caricature. What I want to do is respect the music, and most importantly his lyrics, and make sure they come across, and that the emotion and the feeling is addressed, rather than just did I turn my head a certain way or something like that. So I think that's the most important part.
All right. And there's another thing that I got to know, because I heard a story about you in a recording studio, and I know you know where I'm going to go with this, but I want to know what that moment was like for you when you saw the person in the recording studio looking at you in awe of just, what was he watching? What, him in that moment, what was that like for you?
It completely moved me, and what it did is it showed how wrong you can be about certain people. When I started this session, the engineer was a younger guy, and he wasn't saying very much. He was being very quiet, and I thought, well, maybe he wasn't enjoying what was going on, or maybe he thought Johnny Cash's music was, old or something like that. And I got through singing part of Johnny's song "Hurt," and I walked over there. I said, well, I might do another take. And he stood up, and his eyes were glassy. And I looked, and he said, you took me back to seeing my grandpa again. And it was amazing to me that you're just singing a song, but it's so much more. It's not about me. It's about that connection that song made, So that is just such an amazing benefit of this. It's not just whether or not I can dress like him or wear my hair like him. It is that ability for his music to connect people with memories. So that's what the show's really about.
I love that, and I'm sure that moment meant a lot for him as well, and it is when you have memories with your loved ones that have passed on, or just a favorite childhood memory, and to be able to relive that moment, I think is really special and really important for so many people. So did you ever imagine that was going to be you were going to be able to bring these moments to fans? Did you ever have a clue? Absolutely not.
And it's still very awkward for me, because when someone says something like that, I kind of get emotional as well, because I'm like, oh my God, wow, and it moves me every time, because it's very tough for people to share something deep with somebody. We all stay on the surface a lot, and to have somebody that you don't really know share something so personal and let them know that it moved them. It's just wonderful. And I told the sound engineer that had mentioned that, I just told him how much it meant to me, and it gave what I was doing a legitimacy. Mm-hmm. It's like I said, this is not a big Vegas act. Right. This is a very intimate show focused on the emotion and the connection that Johnny made with his music. It's not about me, it's about the music and the connection.
I think that's great. Now, where can fans find you?
At foreverjohnnycashtribute.com. And it's the same for Instagram as well.
I was going to say, you have all the social media, right?
Yes, I do. Right. It's all the same, Forever Johnny Cash Tribute. So yes, it's all there.
Now, what would you want to tell fans about coming to a show? I mean, to encourage them to come to a show, what can they expect from you?
What they can expect is, first and foremost, a great time. That's first and foremost. We try and keep it light and music focused, and for it to be fun. And yes, there should be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster in there. When you deliver, obviously, certain songs like "Hurt" and things like that. But most of all, it is a show based on the music, and that's what it's all about.
I love it. Is there a favorite song that you have to sing of his? I was going to ask it earlier and I didn't. I was like, okay, I have to go back. I have to know.
Yes, there's two. To me, the quintessential Johnny Cash song, if I had to tell one person to listen to one song, is "I Walk the Line." I think it is the perfect Johnny Cash song. The one that spoke to me and the one that really got me deeper into his music was "I Still Miss Someone." I think I think it's romantic poetry at its best. And so I always sing it. It wasn't necessarily a big hit for him, but it always means something to me.
All right, guys. Well, you heard him, so check him out, foreverjohnnycashtribute.com. Follow him on social media, and until next time, we'll see you soon.